My name's David McDermott. I studied architecture as my degree and had always been really interested in art. I'm interested in creating things which are uneasy, slightly uncanny, that remind us of maybe the home or of domestic life, but also of things, scientific imagery, which is seen in the mass media as well.
My name's Richard Crawford. I've been head of an art department for the last about nearly 20 years. So it's been a full-time occupation. I've never lost my studio work, but that's had to be on the back burner. So just to get into a course like this was a real treat, and that's given me a chance to explore my own practice. The birds have come into the work as a central element in it. Of course, they're not the only thing, but the work's is intended to convey the excitement of bird watching. I think that's the bottom line.
I'm Alex Burgee. I ended up on the MA at Sitting Guilds, having done a BA at the school kind of 2 years before I started the MA, so I had a bit of time out from the BA. And I guess I just came to a point with my work where I needed the kind of structure of the kind of tutorage that Sitting Guilds gives you, the kind of critical rigour that I knew was perfect and what I needed. It's all about kind of transposing the idea of a science fiction set, something that has to look futuristic, something which was made from a very specific time to kind of look like it was beyond its time, if you know what I mean. It kind of has this kind of hubristic looking forward, which I really liked. It kind of sets it outside of time in a kind of weird anachronistic way.
My name is Juliette Maillot. Before coming here at Sitting Guilds, I did a BA in History of Art at Cambridge, and then I took a year out to build up a portfolio to apply here. I work in oil paints, and I build up my paintings in glazes, so it's very thin layers of paint, and it creates the depth and the softness. It was very important to me to be in a place that would be about making things and that would appreciate that more traditional aspect of making art.
My name is Charlie Ward. I was a portrait artist and also a landscape painter. I also used to be a graffiti artist. It's a kind of totem, it's a memorial really to utopia. It glitches, it malfunctions, it's dystopian.
I'm Polly Bagnall. I went to art college and then I dropped out halfway through my degree because I just felt like I wasn't doing something real in the world. And I trained as an art therapist. For this one here, I used upholstery wadding and gaffer taped it to my legs and then put paint onto it and then rolled along the canvas. And I didn't know what the outcome would be.
I'm Dimitrios Oikonomou, and I'm from Greece. It's about the economic crisis occurring in Europe. I felt that I could use Greek mythology in order to explain the situation now.
I'm Richard Hoey. From my early 20s, I was working in interior design. Always wanted to be an artist, always made art. The root of my work really is the question of confronting one's own mortality.
I'm Nancy Cogswell. I'm an architect by training. I went to the AA here in London. I'm a child of the Cold War, and I had a father involved on the sort of seamier side of being a fixer for the intelligence world. So I am intrigued and drawn to those kinds of situations.
My name is Johnny Hirata Duarte. I was studying in a classical atelier called Lavender Hill Studios, where they teach the classical methods of drawing and painting. The way I deconstruct my work, where I actually paint as figurative as I can initially, and I keep destroying bits here and there, losing some neck down, maybe losing an eye, maybe losing a cheek. I wanted to develop my work in a personal way, as I was trying a lot from just draw what you see rather than draw what you want.
I'm Julia Hamilton. I went to university when I was 18 and I did English and art. And then I worked for a while as a graphic designer. And then I decided to come to Sitting Guilds and do a BA 10 years ago. And then I worked as an artist in a studio for 10 years. And then I decided to come back and do an MA. This one is a ginger jar that belonged to my grandmother. And as I was painting it, I was remembering her, and I had a very nice photograph of her from her wedding day, so I decided to incorporate it into the painting.
Jatinder Singh Gill. Before I came to City and Guilds, I was functioning as an architect and worked on several institutional projects. The plasterboard, in normal circumstances, it's normally a material that's applied in a flat way, and it never normally is folded. And so I wanted to take the material and try to change its utility, kind of reverse its utility, and make the material that's normally at the back and kind of hidden and kind of cropped off and painted over, and almost bring that marginalized material to the forefront.
My name's Chloe Leeper. I did my BA at Kingston University. I did a postgrad at the Art Academy in London, and then moved on to the MA course at City and Guilds. During that time, I've been a lecturer as well. The work stems from a personal experience I have with a sort of perceived detachment between my mental space and my physical space. So I've been very interested in this idea of being able to straddle spaces, metaphysical and physical spaces. So the work is basically, it's my exploration of that.
The main things I've learned are perhaps project management, a lot of technical nous when it comes to printmaking. But I would say the thing that I've gleaned from the course has been, it's been a result of the staff and the technicians here and the tremendous enthusiasm that they have imparted on me and my work.
The MA course at City and Guilds is wonderful. It's very small, intimate atmosphere. We get wonderful studios, and the tutors are so responsive to your own needs, your own backgrounds, and the own trajectory that you wish to take your artistic career in.
It's a college that has a wide a policy of accepting people from widely different backgrounds and different age groups.
There's such a wide range of people that I felt that I really fit in, and in kind of completely accepting everyone's difference and my difference, and that felt really good.
I came to City and Guilds and I liked the feeling of the place. Partly the building, it's kind of a warm, higgledy-piggledy kind of place, and that suits me. The course really asks you, demands you to keep looking at work, to contextualise, to make it relate to what you're doing.
I've got an enormous amount out of the course. It's been a huge transformation for me, and I'm very clear now about what my practice is about, whereas before I was in a lot of doubt.
I think an MA challenges your thinking. As T.S. Eliot says, old men should be explorers. I think that applies to women as well. And City and Guilds seem to be the right place.
And the course helped me to not to sidetrack too much, not to try to do everything, but to see what you like and try to focus on that.
It's a very thoughtful place, and the tutors are very thoughtful. You feel they actually do care about you individually, and you're not on a conveyor belt just being passed along and getting, a qualification at the end.
I found the school quite small and intimate, and I quite like the cohesion between the contemporary aspect and that traditional aspect.
It's a very full-on course, if you want it to be, if you put the work in, but it's a very well-paced curriculum. I think the atmosphere and the quality and variety of the staff is fantastic. But there's a really nice atmosphere. It's not too large, it's not too small.
City and Guilds' ethos, the kind of what's kind of ingrained in the DNA, the kind of craftsmanship aspect, the kind of focus on making things well yourself, understanding how things work on a kind of substance-based level. I think that's really important to what I do, as well as kind of hanging your conceptual concerns with that. There's a kind of inseparability between your ideas and how you manifest them.